I'm John DiArmo with the Coquille Sword Group, and today we're going over the various grips for the shashka. We're going to look at the 5 basic grips for the shashka, even though I really only sort of suggest 2 of them, right? The first grip is the sort of classic hammer grip, right? As you hold the sword, your straight wrist and hand encounter it at a 45-degree angle, right? Just as with the katana, your hand is fully on the sword, not just resting in the crease between your thumb and the heel of your palm, right? As so, no, right? The grip is firmer towards the bottom, looser towards the top. Again, much like the katana, right? This is sort of the general purpose grip. The pinky often rests near or on the crook of the pommel, right? Overall, the wrist should have a supple, lively quality, much as the hand itself, right? The next grip is the grip that is most often used in flanker and so it's come to be known as the flanking grip, right? And that is where you take your thumb and index finger, slide down the blade until you reach the bolster. So you'll be on the blade, right, with your thumb and forefinger, and then the hand grips around. Again, just like with a hammer grip, your wrist and arm are at a 45-degree angle to the sword, the hand is fully on it, and both parts are lively. This grip is used a lot more, as its name suggests, in flanker in the sort of the twirling of the sword. And so you'll spend a lot more time in this kind of pinched position with the sword between your thumb and your index finger. That being said, when you cut with it, pressure, tension goes in a wave down to the bottom half of your hand, right? To your pinky and ring finger, right? These are the 2 main grips that are used. Of them, I tend to use the flanking grip. I find it to be a little bit more wieldy, but honestly, it's not. They're not very different from each other, right? Next is the cutting grip, right? That is used specifically when you're doing test cutting, either on the ground or on horseback. This is also used by beginners when they are first learning how to move the sword and have the blade aligned with the motion. To do this, you assume a hammer grip, and you take your thumb and you place it lightly along the spine of the sword. Wow, right? The thumb helps you to strongly mentally index where that edge is, because again, on the shashka, the backs, especially in the lower section, are quite flat, right? And so it's easy to kind of feel where the sword is going. Some people choose to fence with this kind of grip. I really don't suggest it, because one of the typical parries that we use will quite readily disarm a person in this grip, as it applies pressure from the edge, right? So thumb around to give you that extra stability, in my opinion, right? Your mileage may vary. The next grip is the pistol grip that is used for sort of long-range fencing or thrust-oriented fencing. This grip involves holding your hand around the pommel. Index finger is along the side. Pinky comes underneath. Ring finger is on the pommel. Middle finger is on the transition between the pommel and the handle. The center of the pommel fits squarely in the middle between the heel and the heel of the thumb. Right. This is quite a long grip. It's more stable than it at first seems, but because this is not how I was not taught to fence using this, so I don't make use of it. But, you know, if you're familiar with other sort of Renaissance fencing methods that use similar grip for straight swords, this might be quite familiar to you. The last grip is the reversed grip, which is basically just a hammer grip, but with the sword facing the wrong direction. While I am sure that in Flankarovkov, in the sword dancing, this kind of grip has been used in the past, I doubt that it was ever used in any real amount in fencing. Incidentally, sure, in a weird situation, of course, maybe, but the cutting characteristics are incredibly retarded in this position as compared to sort of the classic forward grip. So again, other than sort of bizarre incidents, I don't use the reverse grip at all. Right? So those are our basic grips: hammer, flanking, cutting, pistol, and reverse. Right? As always, if you want to understand this work, you have to pick up a sword and go train.